Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm really excited to get started. Yeah, welcome on in, everybody. I think season 5 is going to be fantastic. Um, well, I can do the little thing. Yeah, welcome on
Okay,
in.
I
It's
got it.
Ian Jags. This is Jace Sorelius. We're back with another season 5. I can't believe that. I actually can't believe it's already season 5. When I think of how much League of Legends as a whole changed in 5 seasons, it makes sense that this is kind of our full facelift to the LCC. We've got a brand new league format, brand new setup, and yeah, I'm in Breaking Bad again. Vince Vaughn is filming me here in my parents' house here in Myrtle Beach. Thank you to my parents for letting me use their location and what lighting they have. But yeah, I mean, I think enough about me, enough about the camera. We're really excited here to get into the gameplay. We've got a brand new organization to introduce in the Shurima Scorch.
That's right. We do have a brand new organization to present, and let me get us thrown over to the presentation so we can begin. All right, Jax, take it away.
Yeah, so the LCC Season 5 brought to you and sponsored by Oasis Gaming. Get away from the toxicity and come game with us at the Oasis. Go Humps.
Go Homs. Also brought to you by the Lilac Line Photography. Limited bookings are available for the fall. The Lilac Line has quickly become one of the Charlotte area's leading event and wedding photographers. I'm always trying to get her booked for like a cosplay session. I think she would have a good time. She would do a great job at it. Reach out and sign up at the Lilac Line Photography today.
Also brought to you by Dr. Pepper. 23 unique flavors make this soft drink, the best on the market. It has surpassed Pepsi as the number 2 soft drink within U.S. Canadian market, and only behind Coca-Cola. And it really, once you taste it, you're not going to go back to your, standard cola, cola brand, whatever that used to be. Dr. Pepper is the new wave. It is the way forward. So hop on the bandwagon now and get yourself a Dr. Pepper.
All right.
All right. We are working through some of our behind the scenes things. Today has been really busy. We were ready to start on Thursday, but we're forced here on Wednesday to get going. So, yeah, trying to figure it out one thing at a time. This these are the teams that we have. We don't have much of a standings, of course. So, we haven't played any games yet, but you can see our teams listed in the order that they finished last season. A lot of returning teams, however, we do have Shurima Scorch is our new roster. They came up from Tier 4. The LCC is a Riot sanctioned Tier 3 league. And so, Shurima Scorch winning that Tier 4, winning the Clash Cup. Jace, if you wanted to maybe walk through what that is.
Yeah, the Tier 4 Clash Cup. So they are playing in the Tier 4 league, farming out. The Freljord Frost have previously been in that league. There's some other names down there. Discord Kittens are still hanging out down there. Matt's alt accounts show up on some seasons. Tier 4 is Bring Your Own Team. So they are duking it out down there, and it's really volatile. But for the first time, Scorch have cracked the code, and they brought themselves up to the LCC. We welcome them in, and it's super exciting that we get to have the Scorch versus Frost matchup, because you can see obviously Scorch versus Frost going to be a rivalry starting up here, and these scheduling, like you said, we had last minute reschedule, so everything we have prepped, unfortunately, for is going to be a little bit off. But Scorch versus Frost is going to be happening tonight at 9 p.m. And then the rest of the week lineup will be BCB versus BLT tomorrow, and the Zon Plague versus the Targon Titans at 9 p.m. Our featured matchup being Bandle City Bucks versus the Bullets.
We've got our Season 4 and Season 3 finals matchups there, and then Scorch versus Frost. It just made sense to get us kicked off with a hype week like this one. A lot of new faces on our new teams. We'll have to, take a moment to go through one at a time and kind of, go through what those teams are. But for now, I think we can get into tonight's matchup.
Yep, we will have the Scorch versus Frost for you. Bringing us in for the Scorch, we have Choffles in the top lane. You know him, you love him. He's been last season voted second team All Pro with only 2 short-term contract games, making his return triumphantly to the Tier 3 league after battling it out in Tier 4. He brings his championship, he brings his pedigree to the Scorch yet again, penultimately in the jungle, a rookie coming in this split. Really excited to see what she's going to be able to pull out on the Rift. Jade, a veteran of the LCC. I think this needs to be updated to Blade, correct?
Yes, it is a name update. I guess I can do that. There we go.
Yep, Blade coming in for the Scorch, and then Agateo on Marksman, the LCC kill leader, and Demi on support.
Yeah, so actually a lot of different years here of champions. Agateo Season 2, Chapel Season 3, Demi Season 5. So 60% of this roster is championship pedigree. Blade and penultimately rounding it out, looking to team up and, and kind of with a newfound, edge, a newfound blade maybe, if you will. I don't think any of these players have played in the LCC together before. And so this is a whole new look, whole new roster. And the Shurima Scorch are going to be looking to trailblaze here in their first season in the LCC.
Yep, welcome to the Scorch. I love this team. I'm excited to see them come up. We have a lot of options for them getting into the season. But of course, we have another returning roster, their rivals, the Frost.
So for Freljord, in the top lane, we have a rookie, Dark Jedi. In the jungle, our Season 2 MVP, Whittle. In the mid lane, our community manager, Clone. At the carry position, we have a short-term contract coming in this evening. It's going to be, and I want to make sure that I get the name right, Cross. Yes. And then rounding it out at support, our Season 5 champion, Kolka. Kolka actually, in addition to playing for Freljord, is going to be joining us on the broadcast. He'll step in tomorrow, and so he'll be as part of the broadcast tomorrow. So look forward to that. Welcome Cross to the league, brand new, stepping in last minute. Really appreciate that. And a handful of rookies. We've got penultimately who hasn't really had, the one playoff series, right? So really just one day in the LCC. It was a lot of games, but it was just that one series. And then Dark Jedi and Cross for Frost are completely brand new to the LCC. So, Frost on the red side, they should get that guaranteed counter pick. Maybe they'll use it top lane, help Dark Jedi out into Chaffles. We know Chaffles is a fantastic, player. So they might want to utilize that counter pick matchup. However, you never really know, and with a last-minute short-term contract coming in, he was signed to this organization 40 minutes ago. So, with such short turnaround, we don't know what to expect too much. It is week 1. All these teams are going to be brand new anyways. The most that they were going to get was 1 or 2 nights of practice. So we will have to see kind of what version of these teams comes out here tonight. We are ready on our end. And we are in to pick ban here for LCC Season 5. It's officially underway. I'm so excited that we got here.
I'm excited that we got here. I am stressed along the way. But Okay, shoot. Okay, I need to add you into this scene. It's like we said, you know, week 1 hiccups.
It's okay.
As we get things
Don't have to, but you
hammered
can.
in. I mean, I definitely need to. There's a big
Okay, so
spot.
first ban against Whittle.
Never pick a
Ooh,
fight
you can see
again.
we've got our new setup. It looks like we've got. It's a little hard to tell. It's Whittle at jungle. So Whittle, Ivern banned against him. I'm huge. I hope you guys enjoy looking at me. And then Set is going to be banned against Chaffles here. That's a good call out to just how dominant he was in Season 4, actually. Chaffles came in, played 2 short-term contract games in Season 4, and was voted All-Pro just off of 2 games. So just absolutely dominated in those 2 games. And he's going to be looking now as a full-time member of the league to continue with that form. Lock banned out here. It is the patch that came in today. Part of the reason that we had some issues with that code was because there was a mini patch that went through about 10 minutes ago, just prior to this game. And if that doesn't say LCC live patch, I don't know what does, okay?
Oh, we keep it exciting at the very least, don't we, Jax?
While all that was
Goodness
happening,
gracious.
Minty with the resub, thanks for coming back, man. Hope you continue to enjoy. Day 1 of the LCC is a great time to re-up that sub, so you don't have to deal with ads going into it. Let's catch up with the bans here. It's going to be Vayne and Kaisa, 2 bans directly targeted at Agateo. So Chaffles and Agateo, the name brand players for the Scorch, they are going to be targeted with the bans here. Yorick, Locke, and Whittle Guys Ivern. So Clone picking up 2 bans. That is a Yorick mid ban for those of you who have who are uninitiated.
Okay, I'm locked back in. I'm back in for the LCC.
Okay,
I was frazzled. We had so much stuff going on. I'm back here. Jason's back in.
I will say, last thing, do you see how the names don't line up with the logos?
I do.
So
Penultimate's name is really long, and so this is the last second fix that I can give you.
Okay, heard that. All right. How did you get Cross? How did you get his, like, with the
I
special
copied and
characters
pasted
and
it.
everything? Fancy, look at you. Okay, Smolder locked in. It's like the LCC didn't go anywhere. You know, we're right back into Smolder first pick in the LCC.
Good old reliable Smolder. So how do you think this team's going to play out for the Scorch? We have Chaffles and Agateo. We know that that's a combination that goes back literally over a decade. So they're going to they're very excited to be on the stage together.
There's one other thing, Jace, is that the fake schedule that you put in is still the fake schedule. No.
That's supposed to be updated. I saved that. I made that change.
So, okay. No, you're right. You were being serious, though. So, sorry. Reiterate your point, and then I will give you a serious answer to it.
Oh, it didn't save. I did make that update. It just didn't save the file. There it goes. Yeah, you're just gonna have to live with the names. I mean, I think you can make the inference that, you know, top is.
Yep.
We will walk down the line. You can figure it out. I'll get that updated.
So, Senna picked up here. This is probably for Demi, right? Probably support. So Smolder, Senna, Jinx, Lulu. Looks like our bot lanes are locked in so far. And this is going to be Kolka on Lulu, which is definitely a change that we haven't seen so far. And then Jinx for Cross. You know, we don't know anything about Cross. He's a support player, a gold 4 support player, off-rolled here, and coming in. And the Shen for Chaffles. This is exciting.
Yeah,
you
Shen's
gotta
coming
be very
through.
pumped about that.
That's 2 globals now, and they have 2 very good ways to be able to protect the Smolder. And the Cho'Gath picked away. This is a Chaffles specialty, but of course already locked in on the Shen. Going to be taking that matchup into him. Who do you think takes this lane? They're both 2 tanks hitting each other. I imagine Shen is going to have advantage. But, so we're going to look for bans out against the mid lane to continue us forward. The mid lane and jungle still available. If I remember correctly, Penultimate plays a lot of tanks, and so we may see some tank ban come through. Morgana taken away first, so maybe they think the Smolder's going mid, perhaps? What's this?
Well,
where's
we
the
saw
Morgana
a couple
ban?
Morgana
Oh,
jungle games
Penultimate
from
Morgana, yeah.
Penultimate in the playoffs.
She did quite well in those.
Yeah, and I think it makes a lot of sense for jungle to get pinched here, right? Penultimate is relatively a rookie, and then Whittle as well. He is kind of known for his smaller champ pool. However, the flex to ban Gangplank here, so still looking to ban kind of the niche picks here, and then Vex is going to be banned away. It looks like they want to try and stop that Shen dive, having a dive buddy to go to kind of bring the Shen along with them. So, yeah, I mean, when I think of Blade last season, I definitely think of like the Xerath, you know, that kind of long-range sniper, you know, something like a Lux, be a little bit more comfortable in the lane phase. So we'll have to see what ends up coming out. Cho'Gath Jinx is a solid, you know, beginning of a team comp, though. I don't really mind what either of these teams have. It does look like we could be in for a slower game, though. I don't think either of these teams are wanting to really rush the game with Jinx and Smolder picked up.
Okay, here we go. I was wondering, because the Freljord Frost were currently really missing, hurting for an engage. Cho'Gath cannot do it for them, really. Rupture is not a strong engage tool. Jinx and Lulu got nothing. Warwick here giving them the go button with the infinite duress. So they can, I imagine they're going to look for a control mage, or don't expect an assassin, a control mage or an initiator out of the mid lane. Somebody who can find picks for them would be really nice to round that comp out. And then I'm looking over here. They're just trying to get to the late game. That seems to be the game plan. And so some dragon stacking potentially. We've got a second dragon for the team. Shyvana locked in for, I imagine, penultimately.
Yeah, and so we're just going to have to see where the champion mastery is for this pick. You know, push down in priority, but only the Morgana banned out. So you got to assume that it's something that they've looked to practice.
Yep.
Maybe not as a team,
Ooh.
but at least.
Ooh! Jax!
You know.
Jax, Vygar.
And then Vygar. Yeah, picked up here.
Jax, Vygar, game 1.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Hang on.
Great for Smolder. I really like Vygar and Smolder together on the same team. Able to create the space that Smolder needs. And Hui is a really solid counter pick, something that we saw. I saw it in the chat from Bell. Great call.
Let's go, Vygar.
Yeah, I mean, the Hui for clone, all the way back in Season 2 when he was on Gets on Base, if you can remember all the way back then.
I can't really, but I'm glad that you can.
Alright, I'm going to set up the prediction, because we have a couple of minutes here. Start a prediction. Is it
Thank you,
going to
Crispy.
be
I'm really happy with this screen. I think it's we've made some good additions to the setup.
The Shurima Scorch or the Freljord Frost? Go ahead and take your time, vote now. While we do that prediction, I've got a bit of trivia for you guys. If you guys want to try your hand at trivia, I'm going to give you... the goal is to guess the player. What I'm going to give you is the teams that they have been on. Okay? And you have to tell me who that player is. Okay? So get ready to type it in chat. First one to get it in chat gets a gold star. Okay? Alright. This player has been on... Are you ready? Here we go. I'll say it. Say it once. Be really clear. This player has been on Team Hospitalized, Noxus, Zon Plague, and Targon Titans. Who is that player? See if you can figure it out. And do it one more time. It is Team Hospitalized, Noxus, Zon Plague, and the Targon Titans.
You got this, guys.
We got some guesses here going down in the chat.
Are they right?
I will say Drew is definitely right. All right, we had a couple people get their guesses in. TJ should know because he played with them twice. It is the Crimson Yoni. Season 2, Team Hospitalized. Season 3, Noxus Gladiators. Season 4, the Zon Plague. And now on Season 5, the support for the Targon Titans. There's a little bit of fun. I'll try and do something like that. In between, kind of while we're in this waiting period. We've got another 20 seconds here to go. Make sure to get your gambas in.
Yeah, prediction pointing towards Scorch being heavily favored in this matchup. I can't see how many people are voting this, but definitely the numbers are there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to say Chaffles, All-Pro Chaffles, with his pocket pick Shen here in game 1, and then Agateo on the Smolder. They've got the Vigard there as well. So I really want to see how their pieces come together for this Scorch team. Meanwhile, for the Frost, they're going to be looking to make it happen. We know that it's a tough situation anytime that you get forced into, anytime that you get forced into a situation like this where you have to have a short-term contract, 40 minutes. 40 minutes ahead of your game. That's a really tough straw to pull, but we'll see what they're able to do today. Jace, I'm really excited here to just get into some LCC games. I mean, it feels like not that long ago that we had the playoffs, but how good were those playoffs? And I'm so excited for the new look to the LCC Season 5, the Dynasty. It's here. It's now. And we are in onto the Rift for game number 1 of Season 5. Welcome to the League, Dark Jedi and Cross. Welcome to the League officially. Let's see what we can do. Let's see how these teams fare out.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, where do you want to look first, Jason?
So I am going to be watching for top lane to kind of see how that settles, but I think it's going to be either top or bot where we have the most interaction. Blade is just going to look to hold out in the mid lane against Wei, who has a far superior push in the early game. Just try to farm that out. But Clone on Wei should have way more priority in the early game to be able to move Whittle.
Yeah, and a nice little, you can see Blade trying to get that Raptors ward, but pushed off by Whittle. Now they do get the knowledge that he is going to be starting topside, but that ward actually didn't get in onto the Raptors, and so it will not give that information on that camp timer. So nice heads up play from both teams, actually. Good play from Blade to try and get that down, and then a nice defensive movement there from Whittle and the Warwick.
That's a nice taunt forward out of Chaffles to connect with 3 autos and leave Dark Jedi of Doom at almost around half HP on level 1. Of course, you will be able to heal up with that Carnivore passive and then getting some level ticks. Should do him well. But nice early engage.
I realized I wasn't caught up to live, and I am now. So, both junglers starting topside. They're transitioning down through mid. It does look like Finn ultimately is a little bit ahead of Whittle in terms of camp speed. This is going to give the Scorch an early advantage in terms of where they choose to send their jungle attention. Cross and Kulka able to farm out respectfully enough down here as the wave will crash on the tower. It does seem like they're kind of settling into the game here, and like we mentioned in the pre-show and during the draft, with a Smolder and a Jace, with a Smolder and a Jinx, there's no reason for them to really rush this lane phase, rush this game forward. I think they're going to be more than happy to just let this game come to them and develop naturally. It does look like he's going to skip. Whittle is skipping his blue buff here to get to the Scuttle 1 camp early, which will let him catch up in tempo to Penultimately. Let's take a look as Penultimately will find it though. Walks down, gets the smite down. So that is smite secured for Whittle. And the first action is going to come through. Flash in from Agateo onto Whittle. Whittle, the healing and the shield from Kulka will keep Warwick alive. Barrier out from Agateo, the claw in as Clone is able on the early roam. However, the damage not able to be returned, and they all will walk out. A beautiful flash heal shield from Kalka to keep his jungler alive and keep the game 0-0.
Yep, one additional flash out of the Frost, but really a nice defensive play. Both bot lanes responding at the exact same time to move over. Nagateo looking for that first blood, nicely denied by Kalka. Top side is trading back and forth.
Close here, but we see them brawl it out. Bot side as well. Demi and Agateo rolling in. Kalka brought down extraordinarily low, but Agateo does not have enough to find the finish. Cross dealing damage on the way out as well. Both sides brought very low, but nobody will go down just yet.
Not wanting to commit, they don't want to push their first game out of reach this early on. So both just gonna choose to play it out, back off a little bit, and look to scale. This Scorch team is chosen to go for double scaling in the Vygar Smolder. I've played with this personally on the LCC stage, and it has some issues because you just are pretty weak for quite a while. And so they have Shyvana, who has a high priority jungler, and speaking of that, Whittle guy looking for a dive top? No, just trying for some steal into
absolutely.
Penultimate.
Coming to harass here, and is going to find Penultimately. Penultimately did have Smite, so able to at least secure the camp, but massive trade of health there. And Whittle is going to now look for a further invade. He's looking for the wolves here, trying to find his brothers as Warwick. This is all spotted out, but what can they actually do about it? Clone trying to get the wave pushed in for the Frost here. Blade under tower has very little mana. I'm not sure if there's anything that they can actually answer this. I'm not sure if they can actually do anything.
Demi on the rotate up.
Demi here on the reset. They are going to look for something. Here's the ultimate in from Clone. Will find the kill as Penultimately is killed for first blood, and now Whittle guy trying to find his way out, and taunted from Chappell. They just miss the CC
Blue buff
chain,
going over to
but
Blade.
they will have enough. Kill goes over to Blade. That's, I think, both mid laners picking up kills. I think that more or less works out for both teams.
Yep, not too bad in the end, and Penultimately going to be able to continue the clear now after that, after respawning. And yeah, that, for the scaling team to be able to go 1-for-1 there, I think is totally fine. It's a really aggressive play from Whittle, who is, I would say, our most aggressive counter jungler in the league. He's very experienced. He wants to put pressure on the enemy jungle, make them sweat. And we see here that he's not afraid to do so, and I think there's a lot of opportunity to do so when they have this double scaling composition. Shuffles on the rotate down. It's nice to see that they were able to punish the play, but a great pressure out of Whittle.
All right, so 6 minutes in, 1-to-1 in kills. The gold less than 100 is the difference here. And we do see jungle attention now. Penultimately turning her eyes to the bot lane, to the bot side of the map. But they will not actually look for a gank here. Instead, potential pings down onto the dragon. It is just the scuttle for now, but they, dragon stacking with Shyvana is definitely a look that they could go for. Kalka and Demi, bot lane partners from last season, drawing blood against each other here on the Rift. Oh, how a couple of months can change everything. Chappell's now the attention cross map, and infinite duress in from Whittle. Flash out from Chappell's will escape. The damage isn't there quite yet. Mom is going to be called into the bot lane, and crossing Kalka again, having to battle it out. Nice right here down onto Demi, but both these bot lanes really testing each other in terms of, the rocket from Frost will find the kill in lane, and Agateo
I
goes
pinged
down.
away to look at Clone on the rotate just as he ulted. No.
Huge play there.
Yeah,
And
great.
Cross finds his
Big
first
pickup.
blood onto the all-time LCC kill leader. Look at Whittle here, another massive invade.
Yeah, but at the same time, Dragon being taken, so this invade being traded for the neutral objective. And if they can pick up this first Dragon, it's going to set them up well to make sure that they can get into the late game. But I really like the pressure that Whittle's keeping on with this Warwick, knowing that there's not much assistance that can really come to Penultimately on a Shyvana. Dragon's going to be picked up, and then pings down from Whittle onto the top side neutral. And Shyvana is going to want to clear these camps or risk falling behind. Chaffle's on the rotate over, but he's the only one from the blue side.
Yeah, this is probably a good chance to check in on our lanes and itemization. We don't have any full items completed anywhere across the map, but our farm leads a slight, about a 1 wave lead over to Dark Jedi. Jungle exactly even, mid less than a wave, bot only 7, so extraordinarily close. Both these teams proving to be even and matched, but Clone is looking to make that change as he goes for the solo kill. It's a solo bolo in the mid lane as Clone picks up his first kill of Season 5. And the Frost up 3-0, or 3-1 in kills, but can they get out of this one?
Oh!
Demi is going to pick that one up. Down goes Cross. Whittle is here to at least counter one onto Agateo. He finds a second onto Penultimate. What can the MVP jungler do? Demi, flash for flash. It is going to be a 2-for-2 down there in that bot side, so a great counter gank from Whittle to at least even up. A fantastic play from the Scorch.
Did you see Demi's ulti there? And then they flashed onto it to hit both? That was nasty. And then the bloodthirsty rundown from Whittle, forcing himself to get a to pick up 2 at the end of the play, and then chasing Demi off, trying for the triple. The MVP trying to show that he's ready for the fresh season. He's got a new squad and he wants to make it happen. Agateo and Demi finding Kalka.
Flap, flap, flap over the wall. Agateo launching forward, but there's not enough damage. Cross now in the
Whittle's
1
on the way.
versus 2, but turning the damage. Look at this Jinx, and now Jinx is fed. Jinx is energized, and they're going to look and try to turn onto Blade. Blade will get the shutdown, but now Blade in a 1v3, and Cross is there. It's going to be another kill picked up, and this Jinx is off to the races. 3-1 and 3 at 10.5 minutes in.
Yeah, that lethal tempo stacking up fully and then getting excited. Cross is able to easily finish off that team fight for them. Well, what turned into a team fight as 4 members of the Scorch roll him over, and then 4 members of the Scorch come to the fight and end up taking it for a loss.
Yeah, Kalka really played his life well there. He had just enough healing and shielding, and he wasn't even quite level 6, so Wild Growth was not used in that fight. Look for that to be pretty impactful in this next team fight. Chaffles has got to start to feel the pressure here top lane, and he's going to look for something to taunt forward. But meanwhile, mid, more attention onto Clone. He's used to this after last season. It was the attention of many different ganks throughout the year. Here's ultimate being used down onto Penultimately. Nice trade there, and that will mean that Penultimately unable to skirmish any further. The rocket across, will it find anything? Just wide here.
The little guy on the chase over finds the Infinite's arrest.
Oh, and they're going to find across the map 2 kills as both Penultimately and Blade go down. Nice solo find here from Clone, and that's what, I mean, Frost need this kind of performance out of their players. And they're getting it so far, 10-4 in kills. They're up about 3k gold. The Frost are looking on target here to have a great game. The Scorch need to find a way back in. Have they gone too hard on the scaling? Have they put
little guy on the rotate up to top side, going to try to catch Chaffles out on this overextend. Dark Jedi low. They shouldn't. Infinite Arrest is down.
Yeah, Chaffles has to make something here, but Dark Jedi does have Feast, and they will just capitalize on it. And that is a stack donated over, given over. That's his 4th stack already. Speaking of stacks, we can check out our Smolder up to 91. We've got 94 on Vigar in the mid lane, so evil.
Respectable numbers. We have our first item completions coming out for several of our lanes now.
Teleport top lane from Blade, though. He's trying to find this.
He's found
the
it.
stun and will pick up the kill. So nice use of teleport from Blade, and a nice heads-up play. Just a little bit of a classic LCC overstay there, and that's a welcome to the LCC, Dark Jedi. Okay, they're going for the dive here. Penultimately is here, and they've got the Shen ultimate as well. Demi brought low, perfectly tanked the tower to within an inch of his life. What can Clone find here on the roam over? Is there a snipe to be had? Demi Demi has to find his way out.
What a roam
that's
and what a
3
dive.
for
That
0
looks well.
now.
That's what a dive for week 1 as well. I know we've seen a lot of Choffles on the Shen. It's a well-known pick for him. He's respected on it. But week 1 pulling out a 4-man dive to the bot side, nobody goes down. It looks very clean. I'm excited for that.
And they will, Clone and Whittle Guy will tempo take this dragon, so that's always good that you can do into Shyvana. But I will say the one thing about these 7 kills, not a single one of them is onto Agateo. And in the past on Agateo's team, if you get him fed, he will deliver you victories. What can he do at 0, 3, and 4? Is he going to have enough stacks, enough farm, enough gold to deliver a victory here for his new organization? Meanwhile, in the 1 versus 2, Clone finds the solo bolo. What a turnaround play in the bot lane as Demi is deleted and
following that last dive, Brother Frost may have been taking some notes. 4 members roaming down. Agateo alone in the tower. Demi already has dropped. He's got barrier flash available to them, but Infinite Duress is here. Mom coming down, trying to clear the wave. Tower down on the lock. Frost dropped to half HP. He's trying to run from Whittle. They don't want to use the Infinite Duress. Nobody falls. And the Frost say, hey, anything you can do, we can do better. They pick up both on the return.
Back-to-back 4-man dive spot. It's not a good game to be an AD carry.
It never is it?
Yeah, so, alright. Chapels and Dark Jedi, they seem to be brawling quite a bit up here, but recently after Tiamat completed, and again, it's not a full completed item, it's just Tiamat, but after that Tiamat completion, Chapels does seem to be winning these trades a bit more handily, and more attention. Flash taunt in from Chapels under tower. He will find the solo kill, but a beautiful rupture will mean that he trades it out. It is a nice counter for the Dark Jedi of Youth in the top lane.
Something about this match, I keep going to look at something and then they flash. Dang it. But we have Whittle Guy looking for a rotate into the bot side. He is on vision right now.
Yeah, more pigs here. Demi potentially out of position here, is going to be spotted. They do have everything available. There's the Infinite Duress in from Whittle. It is going to be instantly used there. Demi flash out and instead will trade his carry's life. So Demi gets away, but Agateo will go down.
I think Kalka with the flash Gigantify really secured that. The Gigantify onto Whittle threw Agateo back into the traps from Jinx. So that's a nice play. And Whittle finding so much success on the Warwick. So much
Clone and Blade. Look at this top lane skirmish here. It's so close between these two. Demi getting dove bot as well as all of this is happening. Clone has to flash out. It is found. Meanwhile, Demi goes down bot side. So kills across the map here. But a nice find here for Blade and penultimately to pick up that kill. That's a shutdown that they're able to pick up.
Teleport up to the top side for Dark Jedi to catch that wave. Cross under fire from Agateo. May lose this 1v1 barrier out.
It's going to be Shen ulti in. He didn't have the faith that he could handle it in the 1v1, so Shen will ultimate. That will secure that kill, which is good. And that is Agateo now on the board for Season 5. So the only remaining player in this game to pick the kill is Kalka, and then all 10 will have picked up their first Season 5 kill.
Teleport into the mid lane, and ultimately Shuffles are able to find the tower, but Whittle Guy trying to look for the pick. Doesn't have an Infinite Duress, but Locke finds one. Will he find two? Choffles and ultimately on the run.
Flash and forces the fear back, and there's the polymorph now. And ultimately, though, it's split attention. You can see they were not all on the same page, so penultimately gets out, and it costs Clone his life. 1 for 1 in a situation that the Frost wanted, the Frost started. So a great, heads-up play there from the Scorch to capitalize from that position.
Yeah, week 1, we may see some of those miscommunications happen, and so far it's been looking really nice on both sides. Everybody kind of moving in the same direction. Unfortunately,
it's a fast-paced
Frost
game.
going to show us like that fumbles happen. Little Guy's still on the rotations, picking up this farm. We have, let's check in on the gold. There is still a 1,000 gold lead for Cross on the bot side. We've got 700 gold lead for Locke in the mid lane. I'm not engage mid.
Both hits are off cooldown, which means we got to use them, and they are going to find another kill with that. It's Whittle Guy up to 9 kills here on this Warwick.
Yep, making the most of all this gold that he's piled onto and picking up a Kraken Slayer and now moving into a Wit's End. So that Infinite Duress is going to hurt. Of course, playing on hit effects as you go. Each of those swipes bringing so much hurt and stacking up that Kraken Slayer's damage.
It does look like this dragon is the focus for both teams.
An unintentional.
Ultimately forced in, and we'll have to ult out. That means there's no way to get actually into the pit here, and this should be going over to Frost. They are going to pull this out, and Dark Jedi will have Feast for this, so can they use it? It is going to be Feast. That is another stack going over. That is 8 stacks now onto the Cho'Gath.
An unfortunate blunder to hit the blast cone, but realistically it was a 5-man contest, so a steal would have been their best scenario. And into Cho'Gath, I think that's a tall ask for anybody.
And it's absolutely, and it's only the second dragon, right?
Yep.
So it's fine to not necessarily force that one. I think you know, with so many, with how fast-paced this game has ended up playing out, there's a lot of gold on the map, a lot of opportunity for people to have items at this point. And so we've had so many kills, well over a kill per minute, almost at 2 kills a minute.
Yeah, let's check in on our stacks. 160 on the Smolder, 161 on the Vigars. We're really keeping lockstep with each other. As we have Whittle Guy always looking for another play when this Infinite Duress is up. Spots Blade out on the map and is walking over for a little look-see. We have Stand United up for Choffles. Of course, only teleport available for Blade on the Scorch, making use of the Stand United to get around the map. For the Ninja,
Dark Jedi with a nice rupture will force Blade to take a pretty defensive route here. Really coming into his own here on the Cho'Gath here in game number 1. One thing I do want to mention is that we have, just while we have 1 second, I think Whittle is about to make a play. But before he does, it's been, this is a Chemtech map. Definitely one of my favorite maps. It makes for really interesting plays with Flash. But we have no time to talk about that. Flash from Agateo will dodge out the ultimate. What can Mom do as she comes across the rest of the team? Meanwhile, Dark Jedi of Doom is going to walk in forward, flash out from Valka, but this Cho'Gath so tanky will go down. Beautiful ultimate in from Chapels, and they stand united. The Shuriman Scorch will burn down to the Frost. What can Cross and Kalka collect for the rest of their team? Health
they
bars,
cannot
low,
give away this excited.
red.
Jinx will be able to run them all down, and they will back away. So Scorch, yeah, great Stand United, going to make sure that they take the W on that play. And that's a great stall out for them, and bringing them a lot closer in the gold total. Only 1,000 gold between the teams now.
Yeah, huge. Still, the gold not really going on to Agateo. Only at 7,000 gold compared to his mid laner 8,500 and his jungler almost 10,000. Pretty far behind in the grand scheme of the game and how much gold Smolder should have. So Jinx in a good position, and it does really look like Clone and Whittle, as well as penultimately, are the ones to keep your eyes on here as the game moves further on. And Blade having a great game here, is going to be looking to continue now with that Rabadon's death cap completed. You know, look to continue to pick up kills. Already 5 on the board, the most for his team, Scorch.
Whittle is not on this side of the map, so Scorch should be feeling comfortable to contest this. It will go over to the Frederick Frost. Dark Jedi throwing some laughs out there. Really big lull state at the moment. Big thing to watch out for is where these lanes are going to get shoved to, and that's likely where we're going to have our action happen. We have so much vision down the map right now, we can just scroll out and highlight that.
Exactly. Both these supports really paying
everything just timed out for the Scorch, so we're going to watch to see them retake. But before they do that, we have an engaged bot side.
For a play here on the clone, this would be a good moment. You can see Kalka on the roam down. Will they get out? And he does escape with the flash and the fear. So he had to use flash, but he does get out of trouble there, and that is a massive escape there for Clone.
Pings down on the Baron. So this Charlie or Frost are thinking about it.
Dragon isn't up for 45 seconds, so they do have this window where they can force this, and they are going to just turn their attention straight in onto it. And I think this is something they can do. Meanwhile, Clone teleporting into the Shurima Scorch team. He is going to be instantly obliterated. Now they can turn their attention to the 5 versus 4 team fight. Baron down to under 5,000 HP. Stands United in on a penultimately. But down goes Kalka. Down goes penultimately. Here's Cross on the side, on the Jinx. We'll find Demi. Excited now. Finds Agateo. What can he do? It's a double kill already. There it is. The triple. Chapel's the last one standing. Cross. The quadra kill. And the Freljord Frost sweep through that team fight. What a play from the rookie. What a play from Freljord.
That get excited really just seals the deal as the Frost show why they took this team comp. This Jinx got that triple kill earlier on, and that has just spelled doom and spelled the difference in this team fight. Agateo is behind on gold, as you mentioned, and so when Blade is unable to pick out the Jinx, it's just so much of a DPS diff at the moment. Scorch are trying to hold out for Blade and Agateo to really hit their power spikes. Agateo needs to get to 3 items, and he needs to get to his the Elder Dragon stacks. Currently sitting at 209, and so if this is only the 3rd dragon, if they can hold out from this Baron, they really have an opportunity to turn these things around. Otherwise, Cross and Whittle are going to try to close things out.
So Baron is on the 4. It's everybody but the Clone was able to pick up Baron there. And that is going to be pretty impactful. It means if they, even if they're able to find one and take Baron off one of them, the rest of their team will still have it. Chapel's looking for the play here. Clone, will dodge out the taunt. Nice escape there, pulling it down. But
Whittle's on the run.
Should have enough to secure this.
Whittle may try to go for the 1v2.
Can he win this? He is pretty fed at this point, so he's going to try.
No Stand United available. Chapels decides to stay.
Cross, meanwhile, so strong mid. Each auto dealing so much damage. And Demi in trouble. The rocket just on cooldown for Cross. Will not be able to find that assassination.
Whittle will find a short and engage bot side, but penultimately and Chapels both backing away from the play. Blade on the flank.
Oh, forces the flash out of Kalka, but unable to find anything else. Meanwhile, Cross, a double kill right after getting excited from the tower. And the Bluetooth triple kill for Cross. 11, 3, and 7 in his first game here in the LCC.
Yeah, Cross, the complete rookie, the complete unknown elements going into this match, and showing up on the Jinx after that early triple, finding their way in these team fights in a big way. Jinx getting excited over and over again after Whittle Guy really shored up the early game and took the most advantage as he possibly could out of these scaling picks in the lanes. And Whittle Guy just keeping up so much pressure for his team now, moving into a tank build. And Cross just going to keep moving from lane to lane, taking out these towers. They're really going to be looking for a nice Stand United to stall out these team fights. Agateo should be about to hit his stacks, and then Blade needs to find a pick with the cage. Focusing on the bot side.
They already have mid tower, and the Freljord Frost are looking to find an end. Penultimately will go down here. The infinite duress in onto Blade. That will be the end of Blade's life. Us has to flash out, so maybe they can find a way forward. Dark Jedi very low. Agateo picks up the 2nd kill.
Elder Drake is unlocked for Agateo, so we have that for the defense. Flash forward, finds Cross, can't find the kill for Agateo, killed out by Clone.
Yeah, beautiful snipe there from Clone on the back of that fight. Demi with the ultimate over top, but it won't be enough at this point, and Clone pushing forward. So much damage here on the way and straight in onto the Nexus. That's GG. And the Freljord Frost will walk away victorious here in week number 1 over the Shurima Scorch. So Shurima will have to wait 1 more week to at least to get their first victory in the LCC as an organization.
Yep, well fought. I think it was almost there at the end, but just a little too late. Agateo not able to get the, I think, just find some of the kill credit in those early plays to make the difference in those gold differential between the marksmen, because we looked down and Cross just a full item up at the end of the game, and was a full item up for quite a while. But a great play from Frost. You can see Whittle Guy pushing the pace of the game, knowing that he has the priority and pressure from his both the dueling and his lanes. And early responses were effective for Scorch, but Whittle guy keeping up the pressure until he found some chinks in the armor.
Yeah, I think that the Scorch definitely had their moments where they looked good. They looked to have a game plan and know what they wanted to do, but Warwick was just one step ahead and really forced penultimately into a lot of inopportune or suboptimal decisions. I mean, that invade, I know that they went 1 for 1, but it really sets a mental kind of precedent when you are getting attacked like that in your own jungle. So a really difficult situation to be put under. I thought penultimately looked great in this game.
Yeah.
Was really able to find a lot of opportunities, but so really, held up to the best of their ability. But you got to give hats off to Whittle for a well-played game. And it was good rookie showings for Cross and Dark Jedi. I mean, I think we're going to walk out of that one. Cross definitely had a fantastic showing there. A great turnaround for them.
I think we got to
Just 40
call out
minutes
Kalka
after
as
signing.
well on the Lulu. Not really known as an Enchanter player, but some of those Enchanter plays were incredible. The Gigantify to knock off of Whittle and to throw Agateo back into the traps gets them a free secure. And from both of these teams, clean dives executed. I'm excited to see where the season takes those. If we're seeing that kind of play already in week 1.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like both these teams could brawl it out and battle with each other, but there was just that one step ahead for Freljord. And it might have been Kalka's play. We mentioned it throughout. It's kind of easy to overlook Enchanter play, right? It's kind of easy to overlook the support. So nice to, get the mention in there. I think both of these supports had nice moments. Demi with the snipe over top on Senna.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of, specifically the flash heal shield to stop Whittle from dying at level 1 on that scuttle early on. I think that was a really high level play. So
we saw the
man,
effect it
LCC is
had
back.
because Whittle was playing off of tempo really well in those early game decision making, and so that flash save just allowed him to keep that pressure up. It takes the whole team.
Awesome. All right, well, that is the end of the game, and that's all that we've got tonight. We got more games tomorrow, so I'll go ahead and get the prediction paid out. But yeah, let's talk about the games tomorrow, and then when to come back.
All right. I will throw us back to the schedule. We've just gone through Scorch versus Freljord Frost, so this would have been your 7 p.m. matchup tomorrow. So a reminder for everybody, the stream will go live at 7:30 tomorrow with our pre-show, roughly 15 minutes before the game goes live at 7:45, and then we will have the Bandle City Bucks face off against the Bilgewater Bullets. This is a run back from 2 months ago where we saw the Bucks versus Bullets in the finals of the LCC. So this will be our featured matchup for the week. And then in the 9 p.m. slot, we have the Zon Plague showing up against the Targon Titans. Tell the people about that matchup, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, Zon versus Targon, it's one of the most, at this point, storied rivalries. Every season, they seem to give each other, they show up in the important moments. They've knocked each other out of the playoffs in back-to-back years now. And so starting off the season, there's a lot of blood here in the water. The big change here, Zon picking up Crispy this season, so really going to be looking to, now that they have the 2-time finals MVP, the 2-time champion Crispy himself, Zon is going to be looking to get on the board and bring home their first championship. Meanwhile, his old organization, his stomping grounds, the organization that brought him up through the ranks, Targon, is going to be looking to stop them in their tracks. So you won't want to miss any of these games. They're coming at you thick and fast every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to tune in. It is a little bit of a weird start to the schedule with how things are working. But yeah, really excited for the season as a whole. I think, that even though that was a 27-minute game, it was very back and forth, and I think it ended up just going getting a little bit out of hand, being a little bit too many kills too quick.
I mean, we have seen Vygar Smolder together on the LCC stage before, and it happened like this as well. So this is a vulnerability to this comp, and I think it was well exploited by the Frost.
Absolutely, and I think if Shurima tighten up a little bit, they don't give over as much gold, as many kills.
Hmm.
I think they'll look back on this game and realize that they gave over too much gold and too many kills. They let the Jinx get online way too early,
Yeah.
and you know, if you want to play Vygar Smolder, you gotta play for 40 minutes, and
You got to
yeah,
hold
it's,
it
you
and
know,
stop
a
the
great showing.
bleeding and keep yourselves like close together. And there's just a lot of priority on the Fairwood Frost side, and I think Whittle was the jungle to take advantage of the opening.
Yeah,
And well played
absolutely.
to everybody on the map tonight. I'm excited to have the LCC back. I think tomorrow will go more smoothly. It better, or Jace will be a little upset. So,
Yep, so I am playing in game one, so I think we'll have Kalka, and I will probably just stick with Kalka throughout the series. But um, yeah, thank you guys so much. I mean, I hope you're as excited for season 5 as I am. I think it's going to be a great season, and I think there is going to be full of close games and competitive series. And we've got a special guest for Bandle City returning as well. So yeah, it's going to be good. I return as a player, so you know, you can tune in and tell me how bad I am, and it's going to be a good time. Season 5 is here.
yep, season 5 does not miss. But I think with that, we'll be hanging out in the server. If you have any questions for us, reach out. It's great to be back. I'm happy to be here. If you want to give feedback, you can send it in the suggestions and ideas channel, or the community contribution if you want to actually put your money where your mouth is and contribute something. So
Yeah,
we'll see you
and
here
you know,
tomorrow.
we are dual streaming. Just you know, some housekeeping. We are dual streaming now, so you can watch on YouTube as well as Twitch. And if you're watching on Twitch and you want to get rid of the ads, the best time to sub is you know, early on in the season, so that you can avoid all those ads. Um, you know, throughout the next month, we're gonna have, it's basically what, 3 months straight of LCC games. So you know, it's every single week you're gonna have some content to tune into. So if you got a Twitch Prime sub that's just sitting there, you know, go ahead and pop it. It all goes to helping everything run a little bit smoother, making sure that website is up and running, making sure that our Canva is paid for, making sure that we can pay out our players, our champions at the end of the season.
Yeah.
You know, all the little things.
Otherwise, it just comes out of our pocket. You wouldn't want that.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much. I think it was a successful game back. Really massive thank you to all the captains of all the teams for working together to find Cross. Special thank you to Cross. And yeah, fantastic evening. We'll be back tomorrow with more LCC games, so see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. See everybody tomorrow. Catch you later.